Well, didn't see that one coming. Uh, yeah, hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not, and maybe it doesn't seem like it for you, but it's been a while since I sat down and recorded a review, and that's why I've been sick. Yeah, I posted about it. I did the whole video, uh, just before or on the day of. I think was it April Fool's. I think it was either it was that Tuesday before, the 1st of uh, April, and I've just been sort of trying to get not sick, but I have this cough that won't go away. But I have some movies I would like to get done. So here we are with The Housemaid, a film directed by Paul Feig, and a movie that I was just like, I saw this, I'm like, chick flick, not for me, not for Scotty, no, it's a chick flick, it's not for me. But then I started to see some discourse, and just started to see some talking about this. And people were like, "Oh, this is a good movie, man. It's bloody good time." I'm like, bloody good time. This is not a chick flick movie, is it not? And like, oh, Sydney Sweeney's good. She gets in there, it gets bloody. I'm like, it's bloody. This was not the movie I expected when it started to come out. And then I started, because the trailers they showed were very normal. Met couple hires a housemaid. There might be something going on. Stop falling down! Hold on a minute. Like, this looks like some sort of chick flick thriller. Right? Like, oh, she's gonna show up, she's gonna fuck the husband, and her and the wife are gonna get into it. Right? And without going into too much spoilers, yeah, that is kind of what happens, but there's so much more to it that you don't see. And then, of course, after the movie comes out, even though you might not have seen it, and that's what I don't like it anymore, they don't give a shit if you've seen it anymore. They just put everything in the trailers afterwards. Are you done? In the TV spots afterwards, right? It's like Endgame. When that happened, like 2 days afterwards, it was that Monday, actually, after the weekend, they were showing scenes from the final battle. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's only 2 days after the film was released. You do not do that. Not everyone has seen it. Because filmmakers think, oh, if you don't see it in the first weekend, then you're not going to see it. That's bullshit, by the way. They're like, oh, it's the first weekend, people have gone to see it, but I don't know. Because it was after this movie came out that I started seeing the other side of this movie and how bloody and weird it was. And I'm like, this might actually be something up my alley, you know? Come on. So yes, what this movie is, Sydney Sweeney plays Millie. Who is hired to be the housemaid for this couple, played by Amanda Seyfried and Brandon Sklenar. He was showing everything now. He was an drop, not up. No, that's not the Pixar movie. Drop. Now he's in this, and everyone wants him to be Batman. I'd be fine with it. I think he'd be fine. I think he proves in this movie he can do the physicality, that's for sure. Yeah, and slowly afterwards, things start to sort of unravel. There's some sort of secret about the wife. She might not be all there in the head. Certain things like that, we're like, oh, I told you to do this. Why are you doing this? You told me. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. No, you didn't. It's like, right? And it would be one thing, like I guess we're supposed to believe that Amanda Seyfried's gone cuckoo, so we see that. But it was leaning one way, and I had an idea of where this finale was going to go, because it kind of said something like, okay, this is what's going to happen. And then it the movie flips on its head, and it's just like, oh, 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 okay. As the song goes, everything is not what it seems. There is no Selena Gomez here, ladies and gentlemen. Ugh. Yeah, so let's. And another thing that caught my eye was they're making a sequel. I'm like, really? A sequel? But apparently this is based on a book, and there was a sequel book. Okay, but is there another book after this? Hold on, let me look at something. 2022 novel, same name. There's sequels. There's The Housemaid's Secret and The Housemaid is Watching. So we'll get at least 3 films. So yes, the book was written. The book series is written by Frida McFadden, who is a producer on this. That's the book. There we go. So we meet Millie, and the first thing I noticed is, boy, they had to do her makeup to make her not be as pretty as Amanda Seyfried, huh? This is one of the most gorgeous women in the world, and they did their best to make her look frumpy in this film, even to the point where she's wearing glasses at the beginning of this, and I'm like, geez, did they call the production of Madam Web and go, hey, how'd you make Sydney Sweeney not look hot? Bad makeup and glasses. Got it. And her hair is kind of dirty. Like, looking, I don't know. No, she's in this interview, and it goes well. And like, she does narrate some of this, but she's like, I'm not going to get the job. She's going to, one background check, and I'm not in there, but she does get the job. What a surprise. So we do find out that she is on parole. As a part of that, she has to keep the job, or she's getting up back in jail, prison. She was there for 10 years. So, yeah. Everything seems fine at first. She gets acquainted with the family, and, everything seems nice between the two of them. And then weird things start happening. She goes to pick up the daughter from her dance recital, but her daughter is supposed to stay over at a friend's house. Oh, but she never told her that. So they call the mom. Well, I told her that. She knows what? Like, is she supposed to make it, And then there's the whole thing with, she tells her to book a musical, which is like later in the film, but this is like one of the first thing here. Did take us to a musical for her and her husband, and then her daughter could go to her friend's house, and she can have the night off. And it turns around and she's like, I did not tell you to do that. She said, no, you didn't. Like, she's just acting weird. This part I caught on to, I'm like, she's manipulating her. Because the reason and I'm hoping that people cut on to this, we are seeing her tell her, hey, do this, and she said, I didn't tell you to do that. And we're supposed to believe she's nuts. I'm like, this doesn't feel like she's cuckoo, though. I mean, she does a good job of selling it like she is. Right? But, she stays in this room, and this is your first sign that something's off. She stays in this room that locks from the outside. Right? And so she's like, wakes up one morning and it's locked, and she's like, oh no, it was jammed. Sure it was. And, she's on off the deep end. We get to the scene. I saw on Instagram that made me want to watch this movie. And it's, uh, so she finds out the truth about what going on with Millie. And she's like with her friends or whatever. And they start to kind of describe, oh, she went nuts and she tried to drown her daughter. And she was in a mental institution for a little while. And she might not all be there. So it's like, oh, she's nuts. And they're like, there are a couple of dream sequences that aren't really needed. This movie's 133 minutes, 131 minutes, and it could be shorter. We didn't need the. There are two dream sequences. One where where Millie has a dream about do it with Brandon Sklenar. She's like, nope, nope. I did laugh at that. But there's another one where she has another dream. It's like, oh, you must have overheard those cunts. That's not a dream, no, is it? I thought it was a dream, I guess. No, because then he shows up and he's like, we gotta. Okay, I thought it was a dream. Those C words, I shouldn't say it. I'm sorry. That she said it. I don't like saying that word. The C word. That what those C words said to you. I'm sorry if I offended anyone. It slipped out. I did not mean to say it. It just my mind's. My mind's so weird I can't remember even if I did say it or not, but I'm pretty sure I didn't. I'm sorry if I did. So the tickets were supposed to be earlier in the film, Nina tells her, "Hey, take these clothes. I don't need them anymore." That she gets arrested. So she's in the car. She's getting groceries, and the cops show up and arrest her for stealing the car. They don't even listen to her, which is movie cop stuff. She's like, "Get your hands on the car, huh? Hands on the car. You're under arrest. What? This is my boss's car. Yeah. You stole it. Why would you do that?" And then they have a confrontation. She's like, "Oh, I know what you did when you were in prison. You're gonna be back in prison once I tell them you stole these clothes from us. You told me I could have those clothes." And so I'm like, yeah, this is manipulation. This is not her going nuts. She did say that, like, this has got to be some kind of manipulation. So the tickets that were bought, the daughter has some sort of thing. So Nina goes with the daughter to her thing. And they decide, hey, we're going to go to see the thing. And then they end up getting too drunk, so they stay in a hotel room. But they're in different hotel rooms. But of course, they end up in the same hotel room and proceed to get busy, have sex. Do it! Yes, yes, we get, it's very tastefully done, because you see booba, but it's very, like, side, a little bit, almost like she starts off like this, she doesn't come in, but did you see him? It's nice. It's maybe not as frantic as the one in Anyone But You, but this is a little more seductive, right? Because the reason she gets pushed into this is because a bunch of messages from Nina calling her bad names, and they come home the next day, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." She's like, that's the dream. It was like, "Oh, I know you." Them, something like that, or maybe that's not the dream. I don't know, but this is like she's getting, an argument, and Nina, he forces Nina to leave. She does, and then this is where it gets flipped on its head. So they end up sleeping together again, and then she accidentally drops this heirloom china plate from his mother, who was played by Elizabeth Perkins, but she's barely in this movie. She's in one other scene, and then towards the end, another scene. She drops the plate. He's like, "Oh, it's okay, it's fine." And then that night they get to drinking, and he locks her in the room, because that's where they do it or whatever. And this is where things turn on their head. We get two different backstories here. The first backstory we get is that everything that we have learned about Nina is a complete and total lie. She's writing a letter to Cece to read when she's an adult. So first of all, Cece, the daughter, is not Andrew's daughter. She was already pregnant with her when she met Andrew, and she had a case of the leaky booba because she was, lactating, right? He swept her off her feet. Turns out he's a psychopath because she had dark hair and he wanted her to be blonde, but because she didn't get the roots, he forced her to pull out a bunch of the root, but because she didn't get it all, he makes her do it again. She wanted to get out of the relationship. Apparently, every time she tried, he would come up with some reason. Well, one night he drugged her, made it look like she was trying to drown Cece. So that kind of puts your credibility about anything, right? She's cuckoo in the head, which means anything she says is unbelievable. Yeah. No one except for Enzo, and not Enzo Amore, he's the groundskeeper, believed her. So she wanted to find a way to escape Andrew's abuse, so she hired Millie, knowing her background. And because she thought that Andrew would leave her for Millie because she is hot. And if they wanted that, they should just let her be hot instead of making her frumpy. If we're supposed to think this woman is hotter than Amanda Seyfried, which she is, but they won't allow her to look hotter than Amanda Seyfried in this movie, why not? I mean, once she gets dressed up, I guess, but at the beginning of this, she's frumpy. I don't know. And she believed that Millie could protect herself. And why is that? Well, we get Millie's backstory. Maybe it's before this. She was, well, not yet. We do get Millie's backstory, but not yet, actually. So as punishment for breaking the china, Andrew tells her, gives her a shard, says, hey, you gotta cut your stomach 21 times, once for each pieces. It's gotta be deep. He says you gotta do it deep, and I'm like, but you'll bleed out. She does it, and then she's able to get this cheese knife that was left for him by Nina, stabs him, and locks him in the attic. And this is where we get her backstory. Reason why she's in jail, she killed a man. A rapist. Now, hold on. Let me see if I can't find a better explanation. It's like Wikipedia is summarizing it very quickly. It does the thing where it summarizes at the beginning or in the middle of it. NEV. Come on. Plot synopsis, there we go. Go. This is the same. This is the same synopsis as Wikipedia. like they did something. I think she explains that the rapist did something to her friend, but then once she didn't mean to murder him, it just happened. She got all mad. She self-defense, which should have been her plea, but no one believed it that he was a rapist. So she went to jail for 15 years, but got out 10 years for good behavior. Which, for murder, there should not be any out for good behavior, but okay. So Millie then forces him. He's like, hey, she's like, hey, she gives him a pliers, and this, she's like, I want you to take out your front tooth. Because that beautiful smile that you have, that your mother loves so much, I don't want you to have it anymore. And I went, that won't work. Because you can't take your teeth out with a pliers. I know. No, I wasn't on some mission. No. When I was a kid, I had a loose tooth that wouldn't come out. So we decided to get a pliers. But it was too slippery for the pliers to stay onto it. It won't work. But it's a movie, so of course it works. But she still doesn't let him out. Because she threatens to set the place on fire. She's like, you don't know why I was... She never told you why I was in prison. It's for murder. She's putting gas... And again, movie logic. She strikes the match, and in real life, it would immediately have ignited, because with gasoline it lights the fumes, not the liquid. But every movie gets it wrong, so... Well, so Millie makes her way down to the theater room where earlier they were watching Family Feud with Richard Dawson. So she's down there. Meanwhile, during all of this, Cece has talked Nina into going back and trying to help Millie. Unbeknownst to her, it's she's not the one that's in the room. She sneaks up, she opens it, she's like, here, I'll help you. And then Millie hears her walking around, there's just in time to go, no, Nina, don't! But it's too late, and he gets out, blood coming out of his face, right? A fight then ensues between the three of them, and it looks like Millie just takes off. He tries to kill Nina, but Millie shows up, pushes him off the staircase, which kills him. Nina then drops a light bulb. She's like, psh. Oh, he was hanging a light bulb, and he fell. And yeah. And then they had to call Enzo to help clean up the place. Right. When they get there, one of the police women is like, hey, you said he fell. Do you know why you said that you weren't here and your housemaid had the night off? Do you know why your husband would be hanging a light bulb in the middle of the night? She's like, oh, he was a perfectionist. He wanted everything perfect. She's like, well, there's a cut on his throat that doesn't fit with what you say happened. But she's like, my sister was once engaged to her. And she just kind of lets it go. It's like, oh, so she knows what kind of guy he is. Yeah, so it's ruled an accident. At the funeral, Nina gives Millie a $100,000 check before leaving with Cece to start a new life. And she recommends her services to a friend. It implies that this woman's husband is abusive. But it's not the woman that's going to be in the next one, because it's Kirsten Dunst that's going to be in there. So, Millie asks when she can start. So, now she's like she's the rapist killer, I guess. Or abusive husband killer or something. Well, if that ain't the wokest thing I ever heard. Hey, I tell you what. At least it's an original property, right? This is a book written by a woman. It fits. If they said Wonder Woman is now gonna do this, no, no. Hey, we're gonna do Murder She Wrote, but she's gonna be a vigilante. No, that's an old lady, man. I can just see Angelina's like, has there been a murder? Nah, there has. Uh, but yeah, I liked it. And that was pretty good. Pardon. I enjoyed it. I did. I could have stayed this for October. I got an idea. I'm gonna do October different this year. I'm not gonna say anything yet because I haven't officialized it yet. But I'm trying to do a little bit different. But I'm still want to save some movies for October, obviously. But there's some I'm gonna do before. Like this one, it's a psychological thriller, so it's not really. Though I could have fit this in, I guess, but yeah. So what are your thoughts? So what are your thoughts on Housemaid? Make comments, like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Sky, and I'll see you in the next one.